You believe that generosity buys loyalty. You have been programmed with a script that says, if I am nice to them, they will be nice to me. You think that if you give enough, serve enough, and sacrifice enough, your enemies will lay down their swords and love you. You think that if you do favors for the people who despise you, you will eventually win them over. You are wrong. In the brutal calculus of human nature, generosity often breeds contempt. When you do unearned favors for an enemy, you do not look like a saint. You look like a servant. You signal that you are weak. You signal that you are desperate for their approval. You trigger their predator instinct. They will take your gift and they will despise you for giving it. Sun Tzu says, to offer the enemy a bribe is to invite him to take more than the bribe. If you want to turn an enemy into an ally, if you want to turn a hater into a loyalist, you do not give them a favor. You take one. You make them invest in you. You make them serve you. This is the psychological weapon known as the Ben Franklin effect. It is the counterintuitive law of power that states, he that has once done you a kindness will be more ready to do you another than he whom you yourself have obliged. Today, we are going to teach you how to hack the operating system of the human brain. We are going to show you how to use the ask to rewrite the neural pathways of the people who hate you. We will teach you how to weaponize cognitive dissonance to turn hostility into loyalty. We are going to stop you from being a doormat and turn you into an architect of influence. Welcome to the art of conquest. Let's go back to the source. The year is 1737. Benjamin Franklin is a young man climbing the political ladder in Pennsylvania, but he has a problem. A powerful, wealthy rival legislator hates him. This rival attacks Franklin in speeches. He blocks Franklin's initiatives. He is a stone wall in Franklin's path to power. Franklin's instinct could have been to fight back, to attack the rival, to start a war, or his instinct could have been to appease, to flatter the rival, to do him a favor, to beg for mercy. Franklin did neither. He did something that makes no sense to the amateur strategist. He asked the man for a favor. Franklin knew that this rival possessed a very rare, very expensive book in his private library. So Franklin sent him a note. He wrote simply and politely, expressing his great desire to peruse that book, and asked if he would do him the favor of lending it to him for a few days. The rival was confused. He hated Franklin. But he was also a gentleman, and he was proud of his book. The request appealed to his vanity. It signaled that Franklin respected his intellect. So the rival sent the book. Franklin read it and returned it a week later with a warm note of thanks. The next time they met in the house, the rival spoke to Franklin. He had never spoken to him before. He was polite, he was civil. Eventually, they became friends. They became allies until the day the man died. Why did this happen? It happened because Franklin forced the man's brain to solve a contradiction. The rival's brain held two conflicting beliefs. Belief one, I hate Benjamin Franklin. Action, I just did a favor for Benjamin Franklin. The human brain cannot handle contradiction. It is painful. It creates cognitive dissonance. The brain must resolve this tension. It has two choices. Choice A, I lent a book to a man I hate because I am weak or stupid. The ego rejects this. The ego never admits it is stupid. Choice EB, I lent a book to him, therefore, I must not hate him. Actually, he must be a worthy person, otherwise I wouldn't have helped him. The brain chooses choice B. It rewrites the emotional history to match the physical action. This is the key. Actions dictate feelings, not the other way around. If you want someone to love you, you don't wait for them to feel love and then act. You make them act lovingly and the feeling follows. If you want someone to respect you, you make them treat you with respect and the feeling follows. When you ask an enemy for a favor, you are hacking their self-perception theory. You are forcing them to invest in your survival. And once they have invested, they become shareholders in your success. Most people are terrified of asking for favors. You are afraid of being a burden. You are afraid of rejection. You have a transactional scorecard in your head. I can't ask him for help. I haven't done anything for him yet. This mindset keeps you poor. It keeps you isolated, and it keeps you weak. The warlord understands that people love to be asked for favors. Why? Because being asked for a favor is a status signal. When you ask someone for help, you are implicitly saying, "You have something I do not have." You are wise. You are capable. You are powerful. You are stroking their ego. You are validating their superiority in that specific domain. If you ask a rich man for money advice, he does not feel burdened. He feels like a guru. If you ask a strong man for help moving a table, he does not feel used. He feels strong. The favor is a Trojan horse. It looks like you are taking something from them, but in reality, you are giving them the gift of significance. But you must execute this with precision. You cannot just walk around begging. That makes you a leech. There are levels to this. You must climb the ladder of investment. Level 1, the micro ask, the entry wedge. You cannot start by asking an enemy to save your life. You must start small. You must start with something that costs them almost nothing, but triggers the psychological commitment. This is the pen technique. Scenario: you are in a meeting with a colleague who dislikes you. They are cold. They cut you off. You want to break their frame. You wait for a moment of silence. You look at them. You gesture to the pen on their desk. "Hey, could I borrow your pen for a second? Mine just died." Analyze this ask. It is low cost. It takes zero effort for them to hand you the pen. It is immediate. It is temporary. But watch what happens. They hand you the pen. For that split second, they are helping you. They are investing in your ability to write. When you hand it back, you look them in the eye and say, "Thanks." You have established a micro-contract. You have broken the wall of hostility. You are no longer the enemy. You are the guy I lent a pen to. It sounds trivial. It is not. It is the first crack in the dam. Use the time ask. Do you have the time? Do you know where the conference room is? These are compliance tests. If they comply with a small request, they are psychologically primed to comply with a larger one. You are training them to say yes to you. Level 2, the ego ask, the wisdom trap. Once you have established contact, you escalate. You move from physical objects to intellectual property. You ask for advice. This is the most lethal form of the Ben Franklin effect. It is irresistible to the narcissist, the curmudgeon, and the power player. Scenario: a senior executive thinks you are incompetent. They ignore you. The amateur tries to impress them by working harder. The amateur sends them long reports to prove their worth. The executive deletes the reports. The warlord approaches the executive. "John, I know you handled the crisis in 08 better than anyone. I'm dealing with a similar situation with this client. I'd value your perspective on how to handle the initial call. How would you approach it?" Analyze the mechanics, the flattery. "You handled it better than anyone." Ego strike. The submission. "I'd value your perspective." Status acknowledgement. The investment. "How would you approach it?" John cannot resist this. You have acknowledged his dominance. If he refuses to answer, he looks petty. If he answers, he is investing his wisdom in you. Now here is the trap. Once he gives you the advice, he wants you to succeed. Why? Because if you fail using his advice, it means his advice was bad. He has tied his reputation to your outcome. He becomes your mentor not because he likes you, but because he needs to validate his own intelligence. Sun Tzu says, "Use the enemy to defeat the enemy." You are using his ego to defeat his hostility. Level 3, the investment ask, the sunk cost. Now we move to the deep water. This is for turning a neutral party into a loyal ally, or a rival into a partner. You ask for effort. This is the Ikea effect. Psychologists have found that people value furniture they assembled themselves far more than furniture they bought pre-assembled, even if their assembly is crooked, even if it's imperfect. Why? Because they put their sweat into it. They own it. You want people to build you. Scenario: you are leading a project. You have a team member who is disengaged. The amateur does the work for them to avoid conflict. The warlord assigns them a critical, high-visibility task. "Sarah, I need you to handle the presentation for the board. You're the only one who understands the data well enough to explain it to them." You are putting a load on their shoulders, but you are framing it as a privilege. You're the only one. When Sarah works late on that presentation, she is suffering for the project. She is investing her time. The more she invests, the more she cares. We love what we suffer for. If you make it too easy for people, they will not care about you. If you do everything for your partner, if you pay all the bills, if you do all the chores, if you plan all the dates, they will eventually leave you. Why? Because they have no skin in the game. They have invested nothing. Walking away costs them nothing. But if they have built the life with you, if they have sacrificed for you, walking away is tearing off a limb. You must allow people the privilege of sacrificing for you. The dangers, the warning. You are holding a loaded gun. You must know how not to shoot your foot. There is a line between the Ben Franklin effect and being a parasite. The difference is gratitude and status. If you ask for favors and you act entitled, you are a parasite. Give me this. Do that. This breeds resentment. The Ben Franklin maneuver requires you to be humble in the ask and effusive in the thanks. I really appreciate this. You saved me there. I couldn't have done it without you. You must pay them back in the currency of glory. When you use John's advice and you win, you must go back to John and say, John, I used your strategy. It worked perfectly. You were right. This closes the loop. It gives him the dopamine hit. It confirms his bias that he is a genius and that helping you was a good investment. If you take the favor and give no credit, you are a thief. And thieves get caught. The frequency cap. You cannot ask for a favor every day. Scarcity applies here too. If you are constantly needy, you become a burden. The favors must be strategic. They must be spaced out. They must be sniping, not carpet bombing. Simulations, the battlefield of life. Let's run specific simulations to show you how this looks in the wild. Simulation 1, the cold romantic interest. You are interested in someone. They are lukewarm. They reply to texts, but they don't initiate. The amateur tries to buy them, buys them drinks, buys them dinner, offers to drive them to the airport. The amateur becomes a utility. He's nice. The warlord creates a challenge. You are at a bar. Hey, hold my jacket for a second. I have to grab something. You hand them the jacket. You walk away. For 2 minutes, they are holding your jacket. They are physically serving you. They are waiting for you. When you come back, thanks, you're a good coat rack. Tease. Later, I need your opinion on something. My sister's birthday is coming up. What do you get a girl who hates pink? You are asking for the ego investment. You are asking for their taste. They invest effort in solving your problem. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. They are working for you. They are trying to impress you with their suggestion. You have flipped the script from chasing to evaluating. Simulation 2, the toxic family member. You have an uncle who loves to criticize your career. He thinks you're a dreamer. He mocks your business. The amateur argues, I'm going to make it, you'll see. The uncle laughs. The warlord asks for help. Uncle Bob, I know you've been in business for 30 years. I'm having trouble with this supplier negotiation. You're a killer negotiator. If you were me, how would you squeeze them? Uncle Bob freezes. He prepared an insult, but you just handed him a microphone. His chest puffs out. Well, you have to leverage the volume. He starts lecturing. You listen, you nod. That's brilliant, Bob. Now, Bob wants you to win that negotiation because it's his strategy. The next time he sees you, he won't mock you. He will ask, did you use my move? Did you get the deal? He is now a consultant to your empire. You neutralize the threat by feeding his ego. Simulation 3, the disgruntled client. A client is angry. Something went wrong. They are yelling. The amateur apologizes profusely. I'm so sorry. I'll fix it. I'll give you a discount. This validates their anger. It lowers your status. The warlord pivots. You are absolutely right to be upset. I need your help to make sure this never happens again. Can you help me redesign this part of the onboarding process? What specifically would you have wanted to see here? You turn them from a complainant into a co-creator. I need your help. Most angry people just want to be heard. By asking them to fix the system, you elevate them. They stop screaming and start problem solving. When the new system is built, they feel pride. I helped build that. They become your most loyal client because they have equity in your process. The transcendence, the sunk cost of relationships. Why do people stay in cults? Why do people stay in bad relationships? Why do soldiers die for their unit? Because of sunk cost. I have given too much to this cause to leave now. The Ben Franklin effect is the weaponization of sunk cost. Every favor they do for you is a brick in the wall that keeps them loyal to you. Every minute they spend helping you is a deposit in the bank account of your relationship. If you are the one always doing the giving, you are the one who is trapped. You are the one who will find it hard to leave. I can't fire him. I've spent so much time training him. I can't break up with her. I've bought her so much stuff. You are the victim of your own generosity. You must flip the flow. You want them to say, I can't fire him. I've invested so much mentorship in him. I can't leave him. I've worked so hard to make this relationship work. You want to be the investment, not the investor. This is the cold truth of the warlord. We value what we pay for. If you are free, you are worthless. If you are expensive in time and effort, in favors, you are prized. Make yourself expensive. Advanced mechanics, the validation loop. When you ask for a favor, you must understand that you are opening a loop. The loop. Ask to grant to validate. If you miss the validation step, the system breaks. Validation is not just thanks. Validation is you are good. When someone does you a favor, they are proving to themselves that they are a good person. Your job is to confirm that identity. You're a lifesaver. You're the only one I could trust with this. You're a good friend. You are labeling them. When you label someone, they strive to live up to the label. If you call them reliable, they will be reliable. If you call them generous, they will be generous. This is how you shape the behavior of the people around you. You are the programmer. Your words are the code. Use the Ben Franklin effect to plant the seed of the identity you want them to have. If you want them to be loyal, ask for a favor that requires loyalty. Hey, can you keep this between us? I need your advice on something sensitive. If they agree, they have acted loyally. They have invested in your secret. Then you label it, I knew I could trust you. Now they are trapped in the identity of the trusted ally. To betray you would be to break their own self-image. The final pivot, the philosophy of need. Society teaches you to be independent, to need no one. I can do it myself. This is a trauma response. This is isolation disguised as strength. True strength is the ability to mobilize the resources of others. The general does not dig the trenches. The general does not carry the ammo. The general directs the army. If you try to do everything yourself because you are too proud to ask for favors, you will remain a foot soldier in your own life. You will be exhausted, you will be resentful, and you will be alone. Asking for help is a leadership quality. It allows others to feel useful. It allows others to be part of the mission. It creates a tribe. Do not rob people of the opportunity to help you. Do not rob them of the dopamine hit of being the helper. Allow them to serve. Allow them to invest. Allow them to love you through their actions. This is not manipulation. This is human nature. We are designed to cooperate, but cooperation requires a catalyst. Be the catalyst. Stop trying to be the hero who saves everyone. Be the king who allows others to serve the realm. Conclusion, the call to arms. Your mission for this week is simple. Identify one person in your life, a rival, a cold acquaintance, or a skeptic. Do not buy them coffee. Do not compliment them. Do not offer them help. Identify a small, low-stakes favor. Ask for a book recommendation. Ask for a quick introduction. Ask for their opinion on a specific problem. Make the ask. Wait for the compliance, validate the effort, and watch the temperature change. Watch the hostility melt into curiosity. Watch the indifference turn into investment. You are not begging. You are building. You are laying the bricks of loyalty, one favor at a time. Stop giving away your power by trying to buy affection. Start accumulating power by inviting investment. The warlord does not need to be liked. The warlord needs to be valued. And value is created through investment. Make them invest. Make them loyal. Make them yours. This is the way of the art of conquest. On this channel, we cover a range of topics, like the one in this video. If you enjoy this type of content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, we may never see each other again. See you again soon.